I know all the listeners of Cornette's commentary and Who's Slimming who was dying to get your take on the Monday Night Wars. Obviously, last week you weren't able to join us due to being on the road with Ring of Honor. We'll talk about that.
Yes, we just said that, Tommy. We don't have any late joiners here. We're not just tuning in.
So, what is your official take on their first week's effort against Monday Night Raw?
Well, first of all, obviously the ratings tell one story. People weren't interested. They were down from the previous Thursday night, which was down from the previous. It was down, down, down. And the problem, I think, is twofold, but also, the players, I think Vince Russo legitimately believes that he is writing a great wrestling show because this is the type of thing that he thinks wrestling should be. So you can only blame him for being incompetent and clueless and behind the times, but you can't blame him for being evil. But see, I think that there's even more dirty deeds afoot. I think that Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are actually doing some of this on purpose, malevolently, because you can't tell me that Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff are this fucking stupid. Can you? Can you honestly believe that you can? So putting the rating aside, just from the creative aspect, the things that were in their control, what they did on purpose, they get the hottest free agent in wrestling, Rob Van Dam, and within seconds of his debut, after he beats Sting in 10 seconds that nobody is going to buy anyway, I was nice for a momentary pop, but it didn't mean anything for him, he proceeds to be pummeled within an inch of his life with a baseball bat by Sting, followed up by Hulk Hogan coming out to help the poor little fella. Right?
Right.
Have I recapped this accurately? Did I have any misstatements there?
About a 5-minute beatdown.
Yeah, I mean, just thrashed, violent. Now, okay, Vince Russo, once again, for the past several years, has given meaningless turn after meaningless turn. He has confused the issue with the wrestling fans as to whose side they should be on to begin with. That's his style. How many times has Kurt Angle turned? Sting was in the top heel group. Nobody booed him, but he was in the top heel group, and then he switched back, and now he switched again, but he switched even more violently, but he switch. How many wrestlers in TNA over the past 3 or 4 years have switched back and forth from heel to babyface, classification at least? I know he thinks there are no such things, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Since there are. How many wrestlers have done that? So now Sting switches, pounds the bejesus out of the guy, and then Hogan saves him. He gets no comeback, and he's not referred to again on the program. They had to convince a number of people that this was a good idea. And you can't tell me Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff think this is a good idea, except for them, not for TNA. So I think you're going to be seeing a lot more good ideas for Hulk Hogan and bad ideas for TNA, and a lot more cluelessness from Vince Russo. But at least in this case, Russo's not being evil about it. He's just fucking stupid. The other people are doing this on purpose for their own agenda. And then comes Dixie Carter with her picture in the dictionary under the phrase buyer's remorse. Because once again, there's 60 Dixie. And they're beating each other up on your television. And Beer Money has a DJ, a bad one at that, squatting over their heads, shitting on them on live television. So in the meantime, the guys that can actually walk and perform will be over in Ring of Honor on Monday nights at 8 o'clock on HDNet for those folks interested in seeing people doing it instead of talking about it.
But come on, Jimmy, Hulk Hogan is giving back to the business. I mean, he'd give Abyss his Hall of Fame ring.
I want to know if Abyss paid for it. I bet you Abyss bought it.
Paid for it.
I bet you Abyss. No, I like Abyss. I'm not trying to malign him, but at any rate, it's just sad. It seems to me, Tommy, it's just sad because once again, this is not working. What they think wrestling is not working for the people who are not watching it. And they continue to go in my opinion, the different direction that is the worst direction. But, apparently that's the direction they want to go in. And if I'm not 100% behind that creative direction, Tommy, then I certainly should not participate.
What do you think about the second usage of Jeff Hardy on their show last week?
Actually, I didn't even see that part. So fill me in.
Well, Well, he came out at the end to save Hulk Hogan and friends from the beatdown from Ric Flair and AJ Styles and the Hills. He came out, he started cleaning the house. Then he goes to the top rope to go do a Swanton Bomb, and as he's climbing the top rope to do this Swanton Bomb, which I'm sure anyone that's a Jeff Hardy fan at home would like to see.
They'd probably want to see that.
The show goes off the air.
Oh, that's right. Okay, I read about that part. That's how much it stuck with me. Well, maybe because it wasn't on television. Well, live television, folks, now you're playing with the big boys. And their production crew is fantastic, and I think they have no problem with live television, but their creative crew that's actually putting the stuff in the ring has a problem with figuring out what the fuck they're doing live, just in my opinion.
And also, they had Jeff Jarrett dressed up as a janitor mopping up the bathroom floor. And
oh, because he was flipping burgers the week before. I guess he burnt those, so they demoted him. Why? I don't understand why they think anybody cares about this drivel. These guys are professional fucking athletes, apparently, supposedly, presented as. And they treat them like clowns. And nobody's laughing because it ain't really fucking funny. And fewer people are watching.
They had Mick Foley go to etiquette school, too.
Well, I'm sure they did. I think somebody ought to go to fucking booking school. I think they ought to visit Watts University or Eddie Graham fucking Commonwealth College, because this shit ain't working.
Or Cornette.
But anyway, it boggles my mind. I don't mean to go on all day, but it's just one of those things. It's like a car wreck. You can't stop talking about it. You saw when there was a fucking neck sticking up out of the tailpipe, and the head was spinning around on the fucking windshield wipers. It's just so horrible. You have to keep talking about it.